Welcome back again, Science Warriors. We're going to be looking at part 2 of our second unit of study on elements and compounds. This video is going to concentrate on compounds, more specifically, what is an atom, and then what are the differences between elements and compounds. So let's get started. So first off, what is an atom? Well, atoms, as we know from class, make up everything that is made of matter. Everything in the universe that is made of matter is made up of atoms. And atoms make up all the elements and compounds that we know that exist today. But there are 3 parts to an atom. The first are the positively charged protons. The second are the neutrally charged, or no electrical charge, neutrons. These 2 particles are found in the nucleus of the atom. The nucleus is the centermost part of the atom, and it's where most of the mass of the atom exists. Around the nucleus, we have the third particle. The third particle are the negatively charged electrons. These orbit around the nucleus, similar to how our planets in our solar system revolve and orbit around the sun. So those are the 3 parts of an atom that we need to know about, and their electrical charge. So let's recap so far with what we've done in class. First, we know that matter is anything that has mass and volume. Well, matter can be broken down even further. One category is what we call a substance. Substances are made up of one type of atom or molecule. Well, let's see what kind of things can be substances. The first is, of course, what we've been talking about and had a test over last week, which is elements. An element is a substance that cannot be broken down into any other substances by either chemical or physical means. Pretty simple. Now, second, we can find elements in usually 2 different ways. Most elements are made up of the same individual atoms. So we have lots of the same atom in one place, and that makes them an element. Or you can see them like this. There are some that are called diatomic molecules. This is where the same elements, atoms of the same element, are bonded together. Hence they have these lines between here in the example. So things like oxygen gas and nitrogen gas exist as a diatomic molecule in nature. They like to be bonded to each other. Think of it almost like twins that are conjoined. They like to be that way in nature. So with that review of elements, let's go ahead and let's move on and talk about compounds. Compounds are just substances that are made up of 2 or more atoms or elements that are chemically combined in a set ratio. So some of the examples we see here, we see that there is one type of atom here with 3 similarly typed atoms connected to that central. We see here a hexagonic ring, also with additional atoms attached to the outside. We have almost this spiral shape, tetrahedral shape, triangular shaped, many different shapes of molecules. Excuse me. So one thing to know about compounds is that they are made up of different elements, usually 2 or more. Well, when those 2 elements combine, the original elements lose their properties, but they gain new ones when they create the new and different substance. So an example could be water. Here we have hydrogen gas. Here's 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 single proton, 1 electron, giving it the atomic number of 1 on the periodic table. If we add that to oxygen, which has a total of 8 electrons around its nucleus and 8 protons in the center, which gives it the atomic number also of 8, these get combined and we form a new substance called water. Now if we look at their properties, hydrogen is a gas in its natural state. It's in the air. So is oxygen. It is a gas. But when these 2 combine, that property changes and they then become a liquid at room temperature. So we see that how the individual properties of the ingredients of the compound combine together to make a new set of properties for the newly formed substance. Now, some additional details about compounds that we need to look into. Compounds cannot be separated by mechanical means or by physical means. Mechanical and physical mean the same thing in this case. So they cannot be ripped apart or pulled apart. They cannot be cut to separate them. They are bonded. These bonds are very, very strong. So the only way that we can separate parts of a compound or molecule is through chemical means. We have to introduce something to cause a chemical change to occur to that compound. So some examples would be burning the object. That is a type of chemical change. Adding acids or bases that create a reaction. And any just general reaction that you see, okay, usually coming up with a brand new substance in the end. Okay, so again, those physical means that we mentioned before, like cutting or breaking, okay, you cannot split up water molecules by doing that. You must introduce a chemical means. Now, the last 2 points I want to mention real quick are what are molecules specifically. Molecules are the smallest form of a compound. Just like how an atom is the smallest form of a element, molecules, since they have to be made up of 2 or more elements, okay, is the simplest form. Okay, we cannot get down to a single atom because it requires at least 2 different types of atoms to create a molecule / compound. Okay. So let's see where we are now. So we understand matter is broken down. One category is into substances, okay, made of one type of atom or molecule. Well, substances can fall into one of 2 categories then. The first of which is elements that cannot be broken down any further. Okay, a single atom is their smallest existing state, where the compound, okay, is 2 or more elements that are chemically combined. So their smallest form is a single molecule. So hopefully that shines some light onto compounds. We will be working this week with some new vocabulary, also introducing mixtures and things of that nature. So feel free to look at this video whenever necessary to kind of recap what the differences and similarities are between elements and compounds. Now, to complete your assignment for this video, you need to have your notes complete in the Cornell Note format. Make sure that they are on the proper page of your journal. And in addition, create 3 quiz-style questions for your Cornell Notes. A reminder, do not, at this time, complete the summary portion of your Cornell Notes. That will be done at a later time. Also, I have posted a question on Google Classroom. I would like it for that every person goes and gives a response to that question so that I can keep track of your understanding of the video. Well, Science Warriors, that's going to be it for me this time. Much shorter video than the last time, and I hope to keep it that way. So you guys have a great rest of your evening, your day, your weekend, whenever you're watching. And don't forget, be curious. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and failure just opens doors to new realities. I'll see y'all later. Peace.